It's been a chaotic, emotional, and very expensive week in Asian entertainment. Hybe stocks are up. Otani's ticket prices are through the roof, and the court gave NewJeans a 40-minute speech. And then there's EXO, half reuniting, half lawyering. So grab your coffee or your light stick and let's dive right in. And first, new releases. Extraordinary Heroes returns with Lost and Found. And Team unveils Back to Life. Stray Kids Han lends his voice to the Typhoon Family OST. And 2PM's Lee Junho did the same thing. TXT drops Can't Stop. Tempest comes through with In the Dark. Kim Na-young shares Last Promise. Bin brings Cappuccino. Psychers or Sickers powers up with Superpower. Personal favorite Japanese rock band, One OK Rock, delivers Change. Wanna returns with If You Wanna. Miyeon unveils Reno. And Next Z rounds it out with Beatboxers. As usual, playlist is in the description box and let us know which one's going to end up in your playlist. Now to the business side of things. Hybe stocks has surged nearly 19% in the past 5 days following a wave of major headlines. Jin's sold-out Encore concert, V's Vogue World debut, and ARM's policy address at APEC. It's what analysts call BTS confidence rebound. But another development that contributed to Hybe's momentum was Adore's court victory this week. The Seoul Central District Court ruled that NewJeans' exclusive contract with Adore remains valid, effectively rejecting every claim raised by the members and their representatives. The decision immediately boosted investor confidence, with traders viewing it as a sign that Hybe's legal and structural risks are stabilizing after months of turbulence. We actually have separate videos for this, but if you want us to put together a chronological recap of how things unfolded, let us know and we'll be happy to walk you through it. This one's half business, half creative, half policy. South Korea's largest music copyright collective, the Korean Music Copyright Association or KOMCA, has officially drawn a hard line against AI-assisted songwriting. Effective March 24, any creator registering a new song with KOMCA must guarantee that AI played no role in its creation. In a statement, KOMCA explained that there are no clear legal standards or management plans for music utilizing AI, so the association is temporarily suspending registration of AI-involved works. Violators who falsely declare a song as human-made risk having royalties withheld or their works deleted from the system altogether. They must also accept civil and criminal liability for any false reports. The nonprofit collective represents over 30,000 songwriters, composers, and publishers and manages a catalog of more than 3.7 million works, including songs by Psy, BTS, Super Junior, IU, and others. The rule, however, applies strictly to musical compositions and lyrics, not to sound recordings, meaning it does not affect K-pop labels using AI for vocal translation or production, as Hybe and other companies have recently done. Globally, the debate mirrors developments elsewhere. In the US, the Court of Appeals recently reaffirmed that AI cannot be listed as the author of a copyrighted work, upholding a 2023 ruling against computer scientist Dr. Stephen Thaler, whose AI system, Creativity Machine, had produced an artwork he sought to register. However, the U.S. Copyright Office clarified that AI-assisted works remain eligible for protection as long as there's a sufficient amount of human expression. These things are expected to evolve and fast. Let's see what's going to happen next. And this news is important, and it also involves AI. A shocking revelation rocked South Korea this week as actor Kim So-hyun found himself at the center of a high-profile legal and media scandal. The case traces back to the tragic death of actress Kim Se-ron earlier this year. After her passing, YouTube channel Garosero claimed that Kim So-hyun had dated her when she was underage and pressured her over 500 million won debt linked to a past car accident. The channel presented voice messages, text messages, and videos. Kim's agency denied the allegation, clarifying that their relationship took place when both were adults. But by then, the rumors had already spiraled out of control, leading to intense public backlash and advertiser withdrawals. Kim So-hyun eventually filed defamation lawsuits against Garosero and against individuals spreading the claims. At this week's hearing, YouTuber Yoon revealed that Garosero's so-called evidence were all AI-generated or manipulated. He presented technical analysis and documents proving the data was falsified, calling it a case of nationwide fraud. And the revelation stunned lawmakers. National Assembly Chairwoman Choi Min-hee called the testimony heart-wrenching and vowed to pursue further questioning, signaling that official investigations into online defamation may soon expand. People are already speculating that this is going to be a landmark case. But for the actor Kim So-hyun, the battle isn't over yet. But after this week's hearing, public sentiment and perhaps justice itself seems to be turning in his favor. We all hope for the truth to be fully uncovered. Let's try to lighten the mood a little with Indonesia's surprise box office triumph. The animated feature Jumbo just became the highest-grossing animated film in Indonesian history, surpassing even Disney's Frozen 2. It pulled more than 9.6 million viewers and earned over $20 million, a staggering figure for a local animated production. Indonesia's animation industry has always played in the background, often serving overseas studios. But Jumbo changed that. It proved that local stories told with heart and humor can dominate domestic theaters. And now distributors in 17 countries have picked it up for international release. Let's go, Indonesia! Now, a little bit of a heavy thing again. SM Entertainment announced that Chien, Baekhyun, and xiumin will not be participating in EXO's upcoming year-end fan meeting or the 2026 comeback album, citing an ongoing legal dispute. According to SM, the conflict stems from unpaid contractual fees, specifically a clause requiring CBX, the three members, to pay 10% of their solo earnings under a prior settlement. SM claims that the trio haven't fulfilled this, but CBX's agency INB100 released its own statement clarifying that the members intend to pay the 10% once all legal procedures are finalized. Despite the dispute, the other 6 EXO members, including Suho, Chanyeol, Dio, Kai, Sehun, and Lay, will proceed with the EXO-verse fan meeting this December, followed by their 8th full-length album in the first quarter of next year. For fans, it's a bittersweet moment, a long-awaited reunion that's happening without 3 core members. We hope this gets fully resolved very soon for EXO-Ls. On to South India. Bollywood films are suddenly finding a home in East Asia, especially Japan and Korea. Recent releases like OG, Thug Life, and VT15 have been weaving in Japanese motifs and themes, and audiences are responding. In fact, Indian actors are starting to develop passionate Japanese fan base, the kind once reserved for K-drama stars. For decades, Asian filmmakers tried to crack the US market and most never fully did. But now they're looking within Asia itself. And it makes sense. Shared values, overlapping mythologies, similar emotional languages, this create a natural bridge that Western markets could never fully offer. Bollywood is already bigger than Hollywood in scale. If other Asian countries, Korea, Japan, India, Indonesia, start syncing their storytelling industries, they could reshape the global entertainment hierarchy altogether. Let's all keep watch, shall we? On to sports. The LA Dodgers have forced a Game 7, and what a game Game 6 was. In a nail-biting victory over Toronto Blue Jays, Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched like a man possessed. 6 dominant innings, 1 run allowed in pinpoint control under the heaviest pressure of his major league career. Then came one of the most bizarre moments only baseball can deliver. A ball got wedged between the outfield wall, padding, halting play, and saving what could have been a run for Toronto. And to close it out, Kike Hernandez made a heroic catch, leading to a double play, and we're going to the final game. But for fans, one lingering frustration remains: Shohei Ohtani. The greatest player of his generation and arguably the greatest ever, and yet we barely get to see him swing. Toronto intentionally walked him twice, denying fans the chance to witness another Ohtani moment on the biggest stage. Still, all eyes are on Game 7. Ohtani will be taking the mound, and yes, to pitch. Tickets are already soaring in the secondary market as high as $24,000 a seat. But for sure, the final game of this World Series is going to be must-watch history. But the Dodgers isn't the only one winning. Twice has been the most streamed K-pop girl group for 41 consecutive days in Spotify. They also extended the record of Takedown as the longest charting song in Billboard Hot 100 by a Korean girl group. It's at number 74 and it's been in the charts for 16 weeks. It also has camped inside Spotify's US weekly chart for 18 weeks. Strategy, their other song, is keeping Takedown company as it spends its 14th week in the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 69 this week. It has also spent 18 weeks inside Spotify's US weekly charts. But wait, there's more. Their upcoming This Is 4 World Tour will have 35 stops just in North America, making the tour the largest single North American K-pop tour of all time in terms of number of dates. We will have to wait and see if they will break the record in terms of attendance for Korean acts. But the most important news of all, it's Jonghyun's birthday. Happy birthday, Jonghyun. May you feel all the love once has for you today and every day for the rest of your life. But don't worry, Twice is not the only one making waves. Global girl group Cat's Eye reaches a new peak in Billboard Hot 100 at number 40 with Gabriela. This is their 14th week on the chart. The song has also spent 19 weeks in Spotify's US weekly chart. Gnarly, their other song, is at number 90 in its 11th week in the Billboard Hot 100 and 26th week on Spotify weekly US chart. We've got more girl group news. Mamamoo is officially gearing up for their long-awaited full group comeback. The group's agency RBW confirmed that Mamamoo is currently preparing for their comeback. The target is June of 2026, and they are also planning a world tour starting with domestic concerts. Are you excited, Mumus? Here's another group you don't have to wait to see. IVE is kicking off its Show Who I Am World Tour. The rest of the stops have not been announced, but they have already sold out both Korean dates. And the biggest treat? Each member is performing a self written solo song. We love seeing the girls bloom. And speaking of blooming, that's exactly what Sserafim is doing. Their new single Spaghetti featuring Jhope of BTS had debuted at number 46 on official singles chart. That is the UK's version of Billboard Hot 100. The entry marks Sserafim's highest ranking yet on the official singles chart, overtaking their 2024 hit Crazy, which peaked at number 83 last year. They also now hold the record for the biggest first week song debut by a fourth generation group on Spotify in 2025. They ended the week with 16.51 million streams. Wow. The number two is almost 500 million streams behind. They also rose to a new peak of number 19 on global Spotify chart with 2.52 million streams. That's on their 8th day. They also hold the highest peak for any fourth gen act on Apple Music Global this year. And they're also making waves back home. They ended the week with 464,698 copies of their album sold in Hanto. It is also aiming for a top 40 debut in Billboard Hot 100 next week with 23,000 sales and 5 million streams. Wow, that's a lot of achievements. If that happens, J-Hope will actually extend his record as the K-pop soloist with the most entries in Billboard Hot 100 history. With 9, he currently has 8. It might also become his highest debut of his career. After a record-setting solo world tour, the chart is J-Hope's next frontier. And Jin is next. After becoming the first Korean soloist to sell out London's O2 Arena, Jin kicked off his encore show this week to another full house. On the first night, fans went wild with Jungkook and J-Hope appeared as surprise guests, marking one of the most emotional reunions since the group's enlistment. Second night is underway as of recording. Meanwhile, V continues to blur the lines between music, fashion, and art. He made his official debut at Vogue World Paris after being personally invited by the Anna Wintour herself, a nod to his growing influence in global high fashion. And take note, she invited him twice and very, very publicly. And back home, he was just announced as the new global ambassador for Tear, Korea's fastest rising cosmetic brand. Hashtag V for Tear trended worldwide within hours of the announcement. And speaking of home, Seoul, RM took the stage for a different kind of performance. A speech urging global state leaders, billion-dollar company CEOs, and policymakers to invest in the country's creative economy. He spoke passionately about the need for funding, infrastructure, and of course, policies to nurture the next generation of artists, not just those in music, but creators across every field across the globe. It was a reminder that BTS's influence goes far beyond charts or tours. They're shaping conversations about the future of art itself. From Jin's sold-out arenas to V's global fashion moves and RM's call for creative reform, BTS continues to prove that influence isn't just about fame, it's about impact. And that's it for this week's roundup. I hope that you are having fun and making the most out of whatever's left of your weekend. And I'm hoping that you will be fully recharged by next week for another week of crazy Asian entertainment. Thank you so much for spending time with me. As always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. Also, if you would, please consider donating to the channel. We are expanding it. And so we launched our online magazine, asianentertainmentandculture.com. There is a QR code on your screen right now. So please consider donating. All the funds are going there so that we can formally launch, hopefully by the end of the month, maybe by next month. Also, please consider following me on X, IG, but more importantly on Patreon, because that's where the community is. If you want to talk with people who are also crazy about movies, TV shows, pop culture, or just want any kind of community, then that's the place for you. We do have a free tier just in case you want to try things out. Also, please consider following or supporting my YouTube membership. I do have a weekly live stream exclusive to members and also exclusive videos that don't go public ever. Thank you so much. Again, please share the video. That will really help the channel. Thank you.